And now it's time to talk dating with Brock Olson. Brock, how are we doing today?
Doing great, Gino. Thank you so much for having me on, sir.
Of course. We have a lot of fun when you come on for Tuesdays here right around this time. And we have people now emailing me all types of questions for you, which is great to see. And people can continue to do that. That's Gino, Gino, at WDODradio.com. We'll also post up the details on our Facebook page so people will be able to go there and get that. And I have another question for you if you are ready to go.
Let's hear it.
All right, here it goes. It says, "Hey, Gino, please ask Brock this for me." And then she tells a little bit of a story here. She says, "I met a new guy on OkCupid, and we've been dating for a few months now. We just decided to make it official and be exclusive about a month ago. Everything is going great. However, he has yet to post about me on social media, like at all. We just went out on this amazing road trip just a few weekends ago where we took all sorts of pictures, but still not one post. Should I be worried that he hasn't included me on any of his postings? Does this mean that he doesn't really like me? Is he embarrassed of me? I'm embarrassed to bring it up because I know it shouldn't be a big deal, but it just doesn't sit right. Any help would be great. Thank you." And that was written in from Mary.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
This is actually a really, really relevant question I get quite a bit. So thank you so much for submitting this. So this is going to help out quite a few listeners. Well, let's kind of dive into just the importance of social media. Obviously, most of us are using it. We're on it. We're interacting. We're talking. We're showing off our life, our lifestyle, and things like that. And then when we get into a relationship, we expect that the person we're with to share us. Like, hey, we're part of their life. They should be sharing us, right? And
Right.
If you're a woman, that's something you're going to be extremely proud of. So you want to show that off. You want to show off your relationships and be like, hey, I got a man. You know, this is a good thing going on in my life. And then when your partner doesn't do the same thing, it's definitely going to make you feel a little bit uneasy. You're like, well, are they hiding something? Is that really what that is? But I'm going to shed a little bit of light for the lady listeners on the male mindset here just real quick.
Okay.
Men and women obviously think very differently. We're very different. When it comes to social media and relationships, guys are going to be a little bit more hesitant initially, naturally, because a lot of us are hesitant about letting other people see not just that we're in a relationship, but we're weary of other people hating. And it just is what it is. We have a natural instinct to protect things that are valuable to us, that we think are important. So we don't really broadcast those really significant things too often, at least not early on, because believe it or not, a lot of people hate seeing you being happy. Mm-hmm. They're not happy for your happiness. So guys are going to be a little bit hesitant in sharing that new budding relationship. Now, this sounds like that this is a new relationship. Like you said, you met on OkCupid and you guys have become exclusive just recently. I would give him just a little bit more time, just naturally let that kind of transpire. But if within I'd say like 4 to 6 months, if he's still not sharing, I believe that you have every right to have a conversation about it and say exactly how it's making you feel. Now, if at that point he still doesn't, I think it's very important for you to hear the reasons why. And if those reasons are, his social media habits don't really promote him to do that, to share his relationships. Like if you look at his old stories and his old posts, if he's not posting a lot of relationship stuff, it doesn't mean that he's not proud of you or that he's not happy to have you around. It sounds like that's consistent with his actions. And that's the majority of most men. After a while, though, once we are feeling more confident in that relationship, we will start to do that more often. But there are still going to be guys out there, and I'd actually say quite a few guys, that don't naturally desire to share their romantic relationships with their partner on their social media, because there's just so much that the world is trying to do to tear down relationships and make people unhappy. So in a way, him not sharing is a way of him showing that he cares. I'm not saying this is all the time,
of course,
but a good bit of the time, this is what's going on. He is doing his best to preserve the relationship, especially if it's early, like this example is.
So it's almost like a safety mechanism in a sense.
It is. He is doing his male part of protecting by not broadcasting the relationship out for everybody to to judge or to interact with, or, and ladies, you know this. You get posted, and then what happens? His ex-girlfriend slides into your DMs and says, hey, just so you know, get ready for blah, 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 blah. He might just be trying to protect from that, and vice versa. So it really is a protective mechanism that a lot of guys utilize in those early stages of the relationship. So if you're not getting posted, like for the first 4 to 5, 6 months, don't take it too seriously. It really is him protecting the early relationship.
That's very interesting, and I'm sure there's a lot of guys right now nodding very, very well to the radio.
Oh, the guys are going to be clapping right now.
Absolutely. No, I think it's great because there is such a negative connotation to not posting right away, and I think that's right. Mary right here, and I'm sure numerous others, as you mentioned, that insecurity starts to kind of creep up a little bit, and you're saying, well, wait a second, why are you hiding me? Why don't you want to share? And it's for their own protection in a way.
That's exactly what it is. Now, again, if a few months down the road he's still not, and you're feeling a little uneasy about it, you should be able to have those types of conversations with him.
Right.
That shows that you have a good relationship and it's going in the right direction.
And do you have any quick tips to kind of get that ball rolling? I know that you're pretty good about the kind of bringing up awkward conversations at this point. Any quick tips if somebody is willing to wait it out and then they're thinking, you know what, I gotta say something? How can they bring that up real quick?
For sure. I think that what's really important whenever you're trying to bring up a difficult conversation is to just ask them what their motive is. Like, hey, I noticed that you don't really post us on your social media, and for whatever reason, I respect it, but it would mean a lot to me if once in a while you post us on your stories, or I make a permanent post or something like that. Just, it makes me feel good, makes me feel secure, and it lets me know that you really value our relationship. And I think when you approach it kind of that way, you're going to have a lot of luck.
I have to agree. Yeah, once they know that, oh, wait a minute, I'm not trying to put that vibe out. Oh my gosh, I care for you a lot. They will do that. Guys will listen after that, at that type of stuff, when you start pulling on those heartstrings.
Absolutely, because the last thing we want to do is upset you. That's not what we're trying to do. But yeah, if you try to bring that conversation up, just be empathetic to the reasons and try to find some compromise and some middle ground there.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Brock Olson, Chattanooga-based dating expert. You can check out Brock's website at brockolson.com. And Brock does also one-on-one dating coaching, relationship advice. You do a little bit of everything, don't you, Brock?
I certainly do.
brockolson.com. And again, follow Brock on social media for all the details, and we'll post up too on our Facebook page so you can get there. And if you have a question for Brock and you like to be featured on the show, send me an email. Again, that's Gino, Gino, at WDODradio.com. Brock, until next time, thank you so much.
Sounds good, Gino. Thank you.